You may have spent years planning, budgeting, and waiting, only to see doors close at the last moment. You know the fatigue of carrying budgets like armor, of rehearsing answers for opportunities that never arrive. Breathe. This is a moment that meets your tired heart. Quietly, gently, God is beginning to remove the financial blockages that have held you back. Feel the stillness. There is a soft unfastening inside you, a loosening of decisions made from fear, of promises broken by frustration, of patterns that quietly drained your energy and resources. It may come as a subtle relief at first, a small easing in your chest, but that is the stir of something divine starting to move. Don't rush past it. Receive it. Let your attention rest there. You are not being asked to force a solution. God is not doing a hurried rescue. He is restoring clarity. Expect direction that feels sure, opportunities that flow with more ease, and choices that carry fresh meaning. The scarcity that weighed you down will begin to lose its shape. Where you once tightened, you will find space to breathe. Where you once guarded, you will sense freedom to step forward. This is a season of redemption for your finances and for the way you move in life. Not only will money begin to shift, but the invisible barriers, those habits and fears, will fall away. Walk slowly into what's opening. Notice each quiet nudge, each new alignment. Do not minimize this. Standing here changes the trajectory of what comes next. If you feel a stirring now, hold on to that. I want to hear from you. What one financial blockage do you sense being released today? Share it in the comments with honesty. Stay curious about the next step. Stay faithful as it unfolds. Watch the next video to receive the next word. Deeper clarity and practical direction are coming. You have been carrying it for a long time, a weight so familiar that it feels like part of you. It has a name, fear of not having enough. It has a shape, decisions made in haste, opportunities passed up because you wanted to be safe, promises to yourself that faded like footprints in rain. Listen, God is loosening those knots now. He is not yelling or rushing. He is gently untying the ties that bound your finances, your choices, your courage. Picture a heavy cloak laid across your shoulders. It was handed to you by circumstance, by hurt, by 1,000 small no's. One by one, hands remove the pins. The cloak slides away. The air around you changes, clearer, lighter. In that new air, your mind finds clarity. Where confusion lived, a quiet plan begins to form. Where exhaustion whispered, a restful confidence rises. This is not a vague hope. It is a precise restoration, clarity for your next steps, the courage to choose differently, and a coming ease that will alter how opportunities meet you. You may have tried many approaches, budgets, meetings, careful plans, and still felt doors close. God is not undoing your effort. He is magnifying it. He is clearing hidden blockages, old vows rooted in shame, agreements made from fear, habits that drained your fuel. As those barriers fall, opportunities will come with a different rhythm, less grind, more alignment. Money will begin to move without the old friction. Decisions will carry meaning rather than anxiety. And beneath it all, peace will anchor you. Stay attentive. When the first small change arrives, a call, a cleared debt, a sudden yes, do not minimize it. Receive it as a sign. The current has shifted. Walk forward slowly, deliberately. Keep faith, not frantic, but steadfast. Curious about what specific shift God is opening for you next? Leave a comment with one place you are ready to see freedom. Be brief, be honest. Then move to the next video to receive the next word. A guiding step to match the new season God is unfolding in your finances and in your heart. You have been carrying more than bills and deadlines. You have carried the weight of almost, the ache of plans that stalled, the quiet resignation that whispered, maybe next time. In the hollow places where hope once lived, fear built small doors that only opened to familiar patterns, decisions made to survive instead of to thrive. Listen now, God is coming to gently remove those doors. He is unfastening locks you did not know you had tightened. Feel the air in this season shift. It is deliberate and tender. Money is not the only thing being released. Clarity comes with it. Where confusion once clouded choices, a soft, steady knowing begins to rise. You will find yourself saying yes with confidence, no with peace, and stepping toward opportunities that make sense deep in your bones. The clutter that drained your energy will clear, not all at once, but in a way that honors your history and invites a new rhythm. Remember the promises you made to yourself in quieter moments, commitments you shelved under pressure, gifts you never finished giving to the world. God is restoring those threads. He is not fixing you from the outside. He is rearranging the inside, aligning your desires with purpose and provision. Expect doors to open at different times for different reasons. Expect direction to come as whispers, as nudges, as sudden clarity in the middle of ordinary days. You are not being rushed. This unblocking is a patient, holy workmanship. Trust the process, even when progress looks small. Each released barrier is a rehearsal for greater ease. Each cleared pattern is a preparation for abundance that feels like peace rather than panic. Pause and listen. What small step feels right today? What old decision are you ready to let go of? Share that in the comments. One honest line, a quiet truth. Your word might release someone else. Be curious about what's next. In the following message, we'll trace the first practical signs God gives when He starts to move in your finances. Stay attentive. Stay faithful. The blockage has fallen. Walk forward. You have carried the weight for a long time. You learned to calculate every step, to ration hope into precise portions, and still the doors slammed shut. Hear this. God is loosening the knots you couldn't untie, not with sudden chaos, but with a quiet, sovereign unfastening, one careful thread at a time. You will notice it first as relief, a small space inside you that no longer tightens at the thought of risk. Then as clarity, the murk lifting so you can finally see the path ahead. Some of those blockages were decisions you made to survive. Others were promises you kept to everyone but yourself. Repeating patterns taught you how to protect what little you had, and that protection became the very limit of your provision. God is not condemning the ways you learned to cope. He is redeeming them. He is showing you where those habits served you once and where they are now holding you back. You will be guided to choose differently, not out of fear, but from faith. As the pressure eases, opportunities will not rush in like a flood. They will arrive in rhythm. A conversation that used to feel ordinary will open into possibility. A closed door will pivot, and you will recognize the scent of favor in the air, soft, unmistakable. Peace will come as a balm, steadying your decisions and quieting the anxiety that made every choice heavy. This is not simply about money finding you. It's about your heart being steadied so that money can be stewarded with wisdom and joy. Stay attentive to small nudges. When you sense a gentle yes, follow it. When you feel an old fear, name it and release it. Walk forward in the new tempo God sets for you. And before you go, consider this. What one pattern are you ready to let go of so God can replace it with abundance? Leave a reflective comment below, one honest sentence. Let your courage stir curiosity. Then come back for the next video. There is more unfolding, and God is not finished with your story. You have carried this weight for a long time. Bills, deadlines, dreams paused at the edge of risk, each one a small fracture in your trust. And yet, even now, there is a soft stirring beneath the fear. God is not distant from the pattern that kept repeating. He is moving inside it, loosening knots you couldn't reach. Picture those knots, decisions made out of panic, promises to yourself set aside when hope looked thin, patterns that siphoned your energy. One by one they are being unpicked. Not all at once like a sudden rescue, but like a seam slowly giving way so something new can be born. The relief you feel is real. It might first be a subtle shift, a clearer thought in the middle of the night, a surprising patience when a plan goes wrong, a fresh idea that won't let you go. Those are the first signs of restoration. God is restoring clarity. Where choices once felt random or burdensome, light begins to fall. You are seeing which doors are meant for you and which were merely detours. Direction follows clarity. A next step appears that feels both natural and courageous. It asks for trust, not for reckless leaps. It asks you to steward well what you already have and to receive what is being placed before you. Peace returns, not as a denial of hardship, but as a companion through it. Scarcity loses its voice. You can breathe without immediately trying to fix everything. That breathing space invites wise choices, decisions rooted in purpose rather than panic. Opportunities will come with a different sound now. They are invitations, not lifelines. They will match the new rhythm God is forming in you. Pay attention to small nudges. A conversation that opens a door, an unexpected resource, a clarity in your heart about next steps. Share what you notice. What subtle change have you felt this week? Leave a brief comment reflecting on that shift. Your observation could encourage someone else. Stay tuned for the next video where we explore practical steps to walk fully into this new season. You have carried the weight for so long that the weight began to feel like part of you. Plans folded, opportunities that seemed certain evaporated, each one reinforcing a quiet, fearful script in your mind. But now, in this slow and holy hour, God is unwinding that script. You feel it as a soft loosening, like someone gently untangling knots you had stopped noticing. Decisions born of fear are being unmade. Promises you made to yourself in moments of desperation are being forgiven, and the repeating patterns that once drained your energy are being disrupted at their roots. Listen to the stillness that follows each unmaking. In that hush is a new clarity settling into place. Money is not simply being released, it is being revisioned. The divine is restoring not only provision, but the meaning behind your choices, the direction you thought you lost, the values you thought you had to compromise, the peace that was traded for frantic hustle. You will notice opportunities arriving with less force and more invitation, doors you no longer have to pry open. Your steps will feel lighter because the fear that dictated them has been unmasked and removed. This is not a rush. It is a change of rhythm. Where scarcity beat a hurried drum, a calmer cadence now plays. Decisions come from alignment rather than anxiety. Your heart, once exhausted, will recognize the tempo of God's movement and begin to keep time with it. Be willing to make small adjustments, an honest boundary, a cleared calendar space for wisdom, a yes when previously you would have said no. These are the gentle acts that allow what is released to be received. Curiosity. What is the smallest shift you sense inside you right now? Share one honest line in the comments. A fear you are ready to let go of, or a hope you are starting to recognize. Your comment can anchor this movement for someone else. When you're ready, watch the next video. There you will receive practical steps to walk through the open door God is creating for your finances and your life. Stay attentive. Stay faithful. Walk forward. You have carried the weight of not enough for too long. In the quiet of your heart, decisions made from fear replay like echoes, small no's that never healed. Promises you canceled because the last attempt burned out. Breathe. God is moving through those corridors right now, taking his lamp and lighting places you forgot to look. He is softening the hardened ground beneath your feet so new seeds can take root. Notice how the pressure around your plans begins to ease. It will not always be loud. Often, restoration comes like a tide. First a gentle pull, then a widening current. You will begin to see openings where walls used to be. A conversation that used to stall now gains momentum. A late payment becomes an unexpected reprieve. Opportunities will arrive not as frantic chances to grab, but as doors that swing wide with alignment and purpose. The urgency you've carried will be replaced by a calm conviction. This is yours to steward, not to chase. This season asks you for something simple and profound. Trust, not as a wish, but as a posture. Trust that the God who sees the smallest holes in your provision also knows the blueprint of your next steps. Receive clarity, clearer priorities, clearer boundaries, clearer direction. With clarity comes energy. Choices become fewer and truer. Resources begin to flow with a rhythm that matches your calling, not your fear. You are being invited to walk differently now. Walk with gratitude for what is being untied, and with courage toward the new tempo God is composing for your life. Do not minimize the subtle shifts. They are divine signatures. Stay attentive when silence feels ordinary, because that silence may be the furnace where old scarcity is burned away. Curiosity. What one quiet sign might you be missing right now? Leave a reflective comment telling us the breakthrough you are holding in your heart. Stay with this movement. Watch the next video to receive the next portion of this word and to step deeper into the financial freedom God is opening for you. You can feel it, like a slow, sacred tide pulling away the debris that has clung to your finances for seasons. Breathe in, breathe out. In that quiet, God's hand is at work, untying what fear, frustration, and old agreements once bound to you. This is not a hurried gift. It is a careful unfastening, a deliberate clearing that makes room for something truer and steadier to come through. Remember the nights you planned and prayed and still watched doors close. Those losses were not the final word. They were a pruning, preparing a new pathway. Now, as the blockade falls, clarity begins to rise, softly, insistently. You will start to see decisions with fresh eyes. Offers that once felt like compromise will now carry weight and purpose. Your choices will no longer echo scarcity. They will hum with aligned intention. Allow yourself to feel relief. It is not a small thing. Relief opens you to direction. Direction unlocks momentum. Opportunities that once got stuck in friction will begin to flow with more ease. You will recognize them because they resonate differently. Calm instead of panic, invitation instead of pressure, provision instead of scramble. God is restoring more than money. He is restoring peace in the corners where anxiety used to live, and clarity in the places where confusion reigned. You will move with fewer questions and more knowing, not because everything is solved overnight, but because the spirit within you has been reoriented toward abundance, toward faithful steps, toward holy alignment. Stay attentive to the subtle nudges, ideas, introductions, and shifts in circumstance that feel like a quiet yes. Stay faithful to the small acts of obedience that are aligning you to greater doors. This is your season to walk forward without the old weight. Are you curious about what the next step looks like for you? Share below a reflective comment. What financial blockage do you feel falling right now? And what small, faithful step will you take next? Speak it aloud here, and then move to the next video. There is a further word waiting to guide you into the practical rhythm of this new season. Breathe. Let the stillness hold you for a moment. You have carried this weight long enough. Each plan that stalled, every closed door, every promise that felt empty. God is untying those knots now. Picture the places in your life where you tightened your grip out of fear. See them loosen. Feel the current of relief moving through you, quiet and undeniable. This is not a rush. It's gentle. It's steady. God is dismantling the hidden blockages, decisions made in desperation, old agreements born of scarcity, patterns that kept your hands full but your heart empty. As each barrier falls away, clarity returns. Direction comes into view. The confusion that clouded your choices lifts, and with it, a deep peace settles in your chest. You will begin to notice opportunities arriving with less force and more favor. Doors that once slammed will now open with a kind invitation. Choices will hold purpose again. Money is not simply replaced. Your whole sense of provision is being restored. Do not minimize this moment. Receive it. Say yes with your spirit. Walk slowly into the next rhythm God is creating for you. One step at a time, one faithful decision at a time. Trust the tempo of this season. Stay attentive. Stay faithful. Let gratitude lead your next move. There is a quiet question waiting for you. If you listen closely, you'll feel it. What is one fear you are willing to release today so God can move more freely in your finances? Share it below in one sentence. Your truth may help another person hear their own breakthrough. Curious to know the first practical sign that a financial blockage has truly broken? Watch the next video. It will show you the small, unmistakable shifts to watch for, so you can recognize God's work and step confidently into what He's opening.